This is going to have to be a quick call as I have a call in a few minutes. But I had a great coaching internal call today, and it reminded me of a super skill that you need to deploy to your team. And I'm going to give it through situation, challenge, resolution, because this kind of comes to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is the situation is 80% done by others is 100% done better than done by yourself. That's a quote from Dan Martell, and it reigns true when you grow a business. Many times the reasons that companies don't scale is you. You get frustrated that your offshore or onshore team just doesn't know the answers to everything. And that's really a problem. The best coaches in the world understand how to transfer knowledge, and they use tactics called the teach back method. You teach a skill, you get somebody to practice it, and then they teach it back to prove that they can do it. And there's a couple principles that they teach. One's called the 1-3-1, which is here's the situation. You get your teammate to give you three options they considered, and then this is the one recommendation. Another is called the SOR or the SCR. Here is the situation, the opportunity, the resolution. It's a very clear way of articulating a problem or situation challenge resolution. The one that I worked with our teammate internally today is called deductive reasoning. So here was the situation, the challenge, and the resolution. We are developing and maintaining a customer's HubSpot instance. The situation is that they have accounts, or known as companies, inside HubSpot. They have deals and they have tickets. Tickets are not naturally correlated to the company or deal. And so there are companies without tickets, there are tickets without companies, and there's a bit of a mix and match challenge. And so our team was looking at it logically like they were mowing grass. They were going up and down, meaning they were taking companies and trying to find correlated tickets. But I had them reframe the problem and think, well, the real goal here is we're trying to create reports and dashboards around tickets. The known universe is that there are tickets with certain names in the ticket that define the company or the deal name. So let's reverse engineer through deductive reasoning what we do know, the known universe. Let's complete that, which might be 35% of all tickets cleansed. And what will be remaining is 65% are unknown. Then we can work with the customer using alternative lookups or software or internal processes to cleanse the remaining piece. But what we can show is a small win of demonstrating that we speed to productivity, that we have at least made efforts to clean the known universe. That's called deductive reasoning. The whole reason I'm making this video is we now at Get Leverage have 162, 63 customers. Okay, so we have 50 active plus customers. Here's what I have learned. I am seeing firsthand, and it'll be really evident as we're hundreds and hundreds of customers, that there are very bifurcated types of leaders. There are leaders that in the first few years can break off of ground level if it was a rocket and get airborne into the sky and then the atmosphere and towards the moon. And it's typically through the leverage of people. They know how to build internal management teams, and then those management teams know how to use resources like offshore talent to be able to do the $5 an hour tasks that they're needing to do to scale. And then there are those that get left behind. Those are the founders that become their own bottlenecks. All they want to do is be inside everything. They're constantly fretting about their email, their calendar. They're answering their own Slacks. They're on WhatsApp all day long. It is an absolute time vampire, and that time vampire is killing that leader. We've had to let go customers who were so hypersensitive about the smallest details being done. And I get it. Like, listen, nobody likes mistakes. But if you're focused on these mistakes as a derail of your day, they're all these mistakes are $5 an hour tasks, by the way. Because if you remember, as an owner, the only things that drive like $500 an hour value creation is number one, you are rainmaking. You are winning net new business or upselling and cross-selling. Or number two, you are inventing intellectual property. That is a product or a service that can scale. Everything else is a $5 an hour task. And so these founders are fretting about these small details, which seem big to them, but they don't realize that the kind of the switching costs, all the mental energy that they're doing on these small little things are amounting to the reason they're not doing enough business development or the reason they didn't invent a new product. And so the best founders are coaches. They teach 131. They teach SOR, SCR. They teach deductive reasoning. And they're patient in recognizing they might need to cover these topics multiple times, that people don't come out of a box knowing. You might not have known this watching. What is 131? What is SOR? What is deductive reasoning? And I would need to enable you many times to be able to master this. So I hope you find this valuable. But if you want to be a founder that grows to 30, my team's 30, some employees now, and I want to be at 300 and then 3,000, I need to scale through people. And I have to be patient that people are going to make mistakes and that people need to develop these skills.